Hi, welcome again to another edition of Pauline Interviews. I say this so often, you think I get it down now. We're here at New Renaissance Bookstore. I want to thank them for letting us use their event center. It's always wonderful to be here. I meet so many wonderful people, and I set them up for my next interview. Sandi was so fascinating, Sandi Buchanan, that I asked her to do another interview with me. And we are here again at the New Renaissance, and we're going to talk about spiritual life purpose. So, Sandi, you can take it away. And we're talking briefly just before we...
And you know, this interest started when I was pretty young. I later on did get a life purpose certification just because society wants that. But that's part of the reason that I was seeing things as a teenager. I would see people in their 40s, which to me now is really young.
Me too.
But they went to law school because their parents said they had to, became a doctor because the parents said they needed this, went to college because you had to do this, all those things, and they're miserable. They're making money, but they are trading their life and their joy
and their
energy for someone else, for money.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are in a really good time, I think, in evolution, because we're raising consciousness, and people are just going, wait a minute, I don't have to spend my life, I don't have to give all that energy with nothing back but a paycheck, and then hope that at the end of my life, when I retire, I have enough money to live on. That's just not right. So I have a huge passion for helping people with that, and I realized early on, my purpose is very simple, and it's summed up in a song by Tim McGraw, Humble and Kind. And it's to put smiles on people's faces, help them to learn who they are and feel good about themselves.
You want to feel good about yourself. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. How do you know that we're raising our consciousness?
Oh, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, more people are questioning those old values. As you've noticed with our government even, we're questioning sexuality and boundaries and all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of showing that we're coming out of that 1940s and 50s dominance of, you have to do this, you have to be that. So we're realizing we're beings, we're energy, we're not.
Yeah. This is not a political statement, but in this country, though, there's a lot of money, and the people with the money are controlling things that I don't like, what's happening. I
agree with you 100%.
So how can we handle that spiritually, and by raising our consciousness, how can we?
We can set intentions. I don't know if you do that a lot, but...
yes. I started an intention group.
Oh, wonderful, yes.
Yeah, and we meditate, and we each tell each other what our intentions are, so we're working together because you bring a bunch of energy together, and I don't know what the mathematical is, but it multiplies it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, and every time I do like an event or something, same kind of thing. You set the intention and send out, shine your light, that you draw to you the people that need your help. And as a group, I do it as a collective, because I've turned people down. Every once in a while, someone will come to me and I will go, our energies don't work together, but I know these other wonderful people that have a similar vibration to you, and I'd like you to meet them.
That's interesting. Can you elaborate on that a little?
Well, we all are different.
Yeah, like if you met me and I asked you to help me, you'd feel comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're a sweet open case. Some people are so closed off, and I'll see that when they'll do the reading, and so I'll ask the guides, okay, this person came to me, so I obviously am the one that's to help them, to open up. So put those words out there and help them feel comfortable, so then I get silly and I'll tell a few stories, and then they'll relax and open up.
Okay.
But that doesn't always happen, and so I'll know it needs to be someone who is a lower I'm high vibration. As you can see, I'm high energy.
Mine was off the chart when I did it with...
I bet, yeah. Yeah.
But that's good and bad. I mean, not bad, but people that are high energy like us, we need to ground too, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's, my family can tell you, my friends, that sometimes people have a hard time being around me because I'm very high energy.
I look at that when I'm doing a reading, and I can tell sometimes if I'm really higher than where they're at, because their eyes will be all glazed over, and I'll bring it down, Sandi.
So you and I, we've worked together well because our energies are both, ooh.
Yeah, my kids, when they were growing up, called me the Tasmanian Devil. That was my nickname. They go, you go 24/7. You only sleep 4 hours a night. How do you do that? I go,
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. We did another interview, and you were talking about, I think you were working with angels, and you were going on the other side.
Energy transmissions,
And I
yeah.
forgot to ask you in that interview, I wanted to ask you, doesn't that deplete your energy? I mean, when you're not getting your REM sleep and you're out there doing things for people?
Ironically, and I cannot answer how
Yeah.
this happens for me, but no, it energizes me even more. And I'll be at an event and people go, oh, you've been doing readings all day, you know, you've just been slammed. Wouldn't you just like to go home and rest? And I'll go, oh, no, no, no. And then I'll get involved in more discussions and we'll just have fun.
Because you're doing what you love.
Yes.
And do you ever find, I hate to say this, energy vampires, though?
Oh, yes. Yes,
And
yes,
what are
yes.
they? I know what they are, but...
Well, different people have different versions. To me, it's someone who likes this energy, this light energy, and wants to suck you dry, take it away from you, because they don't have it. So they're more ego-based, where we're not ego-based. Mm-hmm. We're love and inner energy-based. And yeah, that's a tough thing. But I learned, would you like to learn a quick exercise that the Native Americans? I lived on the reservation in Nia Bay when I was 18, Nia Bay, Washington. Okay. It's a Makah tribe. And they could see how high-strung and how I was an empath and everything. So one of the beautiful women sat me down one time and said, okay, Sandy, what is your favorite metal? I'm going, okay, copper. Okay, I want you to picture a copper tube. And she says, you know, energy goes in from the left, out the right, yin-yang. I go, yes. She says, picture that tube going through your body. Okay, left to right. And she says, what do you like when I say this word? What comes into your awareness? Flow. I go, waterfalls. I love waterfalls. Okay, so now I want you to picture a waterfall going through your beautiful copper pipe. She said, now, when you're around people, whenever you're around people, you program that. You envision it so that all of their energy, any energy, anything they dump on you, you don't take it in, it goes through there. And you know, I don't think I've reprogrammed that very often in the last 30 years, just once in a while. I just know it's there. And I know that I don't absorb other people's stuff. I teach everybody that comes to me that one.
That is good, not to absorb other people's stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
You can pick up their energy, not even know it, and you're thinking, what's wrong with me?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't need that.
That is really fascinating.
We have our own stuff. We don't need other people's.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I did an interview recently with Rapid Eye Therapy, and I forgot to ask her, but I remember doing one years before, and you brought, it's not only your negative, your energy that's affecting you, but your ancestors.
Yes.
Does that affect you now? I mean, do you see that?
I do. That's another thing that's not even on your list that I do, didn't know I could do, is multi-generational, holding up the ancestry. I was at a demonstration up in Tacoma, Washington, and the gentleman had us get in a line. He put me at the end of the line. And I said, you're having me hold energy. I don't even know what we're doing. But what he did, we bring in, each person in line brings in one of the ancestors and asks, and even if they're not intuitive and don't know what's going on, each one of those people knew. So we bring in the ancestor, we ask them what the problem was, we ask what we could do to help to resolve it, and then it goes all the way down the line, and lots of things come out of the woodwork and get resolved, and the person that we were working with was just, you could see her face visibly got 10 years younger, her face smoothed out, and it was amazing. And the gentleman that did this says to me, Sandy, you don't need to go to Germany and spend $8,000 like I did for this training. You carry it from other lifetimes. You can do it.
Wow. That's my question now. We talk about ancestors and we talk about other lifetimes. So I know, who my grandparents were. I even remember a set of great-grandparents. Yeah. But what difference does it make if I've had another lifetime and they weren't my relatives then? I don't understand, what I'm saying, the connection.
It still comes down in the DNA, all of that. And if it's unresolved, it comes down in...
But I always question, I'm not getting because first off, I don't do everything everybody else does. So this DNA thing is a big thing going on. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying I don't want to do it because everybody else is doing it, number one. Number two, well, I won't tell you number two, but a little controversial. Yeah. I don't want my DNA out there, first off. And then I'm really more open to reincarnation. So even though I love my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, if I was like a black man in Africa in my last lifetime, what do I care about my Irish, Welsh, Italian ancestry for?
Well, that's a good one, but I believe it still is, and it comes down to the DNA and everything.
I was just curious.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I had an experience when my middle child, who didn't want to come out into the world, She was 4 years old. We were sitting on the bench. She goes, "Did you know I was a hippie in my past life?" I go, "I was wondering because you know all the words to all the songs and you were not born then." I was. And I didn't sing those songs to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then she goes, "Yeah," and she said, "Josh, her brother, who was born 364 days later," she goes, "We were twins in the last 2 lifetimes, and he didn't want to be my twin in this one, and he dragged his butt coming in." I go, "Yes, actually, he did, but 364 days. Then she went on to say, "Aunt, I was your mother many times." And I go, "Yeah, I know. You try to mother me now." So the funny part of this one was we were at a reservation over at Grand Coulee, and there was this beautiful museum. And we go in there, and I'm looking at things, and I stopped, and I saw a mother and a baby, you know, and the little, what is it, the papoose? And I go, "Amber, Amber, Amber." And she comes and looks, she goes, "See, I told you I was your mother." And I went, "Oh my gosh, you saw that too."
Oh, it looked like you.
The Nez Perce, it was us.
Oh my gosh.
The energy, it was us.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, so your daughter at 4 years old starts talking to you like this. How interesting, and that you were 3 years old when you saw the angels.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap this up in just a minute, but we were talking about spiritual life purpose. So if I wanted, well, I know mine, but if somebody wanted to know theirs, they could go to you,
Yes.
or who else would you recommend? I mean, where do you go? I mean, I don't see it in the yellow pages, Spiritual Life Purpose Coach.
No. New Renaissance website, Crystal Heart website.
Crystal Heart, New Renaissance.
There's just so many wonderful groups.
And why would you want to, I know why I'd want a spiritual life coach, but why would somebody out there watching this want a spiritual life coach?
Because they're frustrated with themselves, and they're trying so hard on their own. They're reading every book on the planet, and they're not getting where they need to be. They're still not feeling happy or fulfilled or like they just know innately that they're not.
So do you believe that everybody came into this world for a purpose?
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe somebody just came in to teach somebody a lesson, but they don't actually
That could be their purpose.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to have to make a living, wouldn't it be better to know what you should make your living at that makes you happy and more fulfilled? Because if you're happy, then you're a good person, and then you make the world better. But all these miserable people.
Yeah, and I have people think outside the box. When they're coming to me for just their life purpose coaching, you know, it's okay. If you could spend 4 hours of pure joy, what would you be doing? And no, some of them can't even get in touch with that yet. But when they can, I'll go, okay, now, I don't want you to think about this or have any expectations or attachments, but I want you to go, I can make a living at this somehow, can't I? Yes, you can.
I don't know who said it, but do what you love and the money will come.
Yes.
Or I know Joseph Campbell, follow your bliss.
Yeah, I truly believe that. I truly believe that. And it's been my experience.
So that's a good way to end. So you heard it from Sandy and me. Follow your bliss.
Yes.
And thanks for watching another edition of Pauline Interviews.